Change your plans. It's back. It's Joe and Vinny.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just posting to the Facebook so my fans can watch me.
Take a minute. I'm having a great week. I'm feeling pretty good.
At the other person's demise, shocked.
Is there anything better than the person you hate the most just failing? Just losing. Your arch enemy is getting shit canned and you find out about it before it happens. Like, is that not a great feeling?
I can't remember the last time I had like an arch enemy. Like, it has to be like grammar school.
It's funny. Like a year ago, I was telling somebody that this guy was my arch enemy and that I hate his guts. And the guy was like,
I haven't heard that saying in like 40 years.
Yeah. This guy was like, I think you're joking, right? Because who talks like that?
Like you're like a superhero.
I'm like, yeah, see, he's my arch enemy. I'm going to take him down. I just got a job here to make sure someday I take this guy out.
I don't even know what that was.
That's me
as a
1920s superhero.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're having a good week, Joe, while someone just lost their job.
I hate to relish in someone's misery, but I am a hot dog.
That was bad. So I don't know if my wife's not watching this tonight, but I got the Christmas lights on the house, and they're especially early this year. So I'm kind of mad that I'm not able to sit there tonight and watch her like go out to her car and just rage. And there's still pumpkins and mums on my steps. So I already have all the Christmas shit on my house. And one of the moms already pointed out to me that my house looks stupid now.
I don't know if you know this or not, but that's like a hot trend on TikTok right now.
What?
Is if you're allowed to put Christmas stuff up before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was always a hard no, but then I hired people to put lights on my house, so I want to get my money's worth. So they go on right away.
I see why you're doing that. You want to, you know what? That's a solid point.
Yeah, like I don't want it for like 4 weeks. If I'm paying X amount of money, I want like 8, 9, 10 weeks. I want to ride this shit out.
When you can take them down?
Oh, these mothers come in like January 2nd. They're like, and you're done. But it's pretty sweet. They come in, they put it all in, plugged in, timers on, and then they come take it all down. It's not a bad gig.
That is pretty cool. It's expensive though, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't going to do it this year because I'm getting my mom some teeth, and I got tuition to pay for and some budgets. And then the lady's like, well, you can make 3 monthly installments. And I'm like, got me.
You put your Christmas lights on layaway.
Yeah, so
I like that.
I mean, it's not horrible. It's like $1,500, $1,600.
It's not bad.
It's classy though. We're not like the Griswolds. Like that's what I would want to do.
That's what I'm picturing in my head.
No,
you said that.
My wife hates Christmas lights,
and she doesn't know what happened.
She knew what was going to happen. She just doesn't think they're going to be on right now. But I plugged them in before I left. And my stepson's a really big fan of the lights, so that's my excuse. I'm like, he's coming home for Christmas break. By the way, he was just up last weekend. So did I tell you this? I was supposed to go see him last weekend, right? He's doing very well in class and stuff, but it's a big change socially because he's around other kids and all that. And I'm like, you know what? I think he needs some like super stepdad time. So, and I'm not one to wait. So I Airbnb, flight, couple rounds of golf. We're going to be Gucci. He's like, yeah, that sounds great. And then like 4 days later, he's like, oh, I'm going to come up and see my girlfriend. And now, mind you, I was supposed to go down for a Halloween weekend at college, which is by far the best weekend of the year on any college campus unless you go to a tech school.
Yeah, is that because every girl goes as slutty something?
No, I like to see no, I want to see legit costumes and wink for the people who can't see me on the screen.
Slutty nurse, slutty doctor, slutty astronaut, slutty strawberry shortcake,
All the sluts.
slutty Cinderella.
Statarella season, dude.
Oh, look, she's a wheelbarrow, but slutty.
Look at that train. Wow, that might have been a little bit too much.
Oh my God.
So I'm going down to see him this weekend. So, yeah, so it was a last minute booking, but I'm pretty excited.
Wait, he's coming home this week? Are you just leaving with him?
No, he came up last weekend.
Oh, I see. All right.
But I think he needs some step pops time. So it's a quick trip. Like I'm famous. I fly in at 10 at night, play a round of golf at 8:30, and I fly out at 5 in the morning on Sunday.
Come on, really?
Yeah, that's how we do it. And I'm excited to get a good round of golf in. But
does his friends all think you're baller for that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure his friends like me more than they like him. But I'm him. I'm that guy. I just like to think about that in my head. I wish I was a kid now. It's funny because like kids now stress out about stuff that like we would have never stressed out about. Like I would have never been stressed that I just had nothing to do. Right? Like that wouldn't bother me.
That's so stupid.
Like it wouldn't bother me. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's a lot at the school. I mean, for him, he's a really good kid, but he's never wasn't into that party scene like it is down there. And I know a couple of the kids who are going there that live in Cromwell had to come up, and these kids partying. They're like, we can't handle it. It is wild. But it'd be good to get down there, play some golf, and all that jazz. And then just a week of work, man. This past like 2-3 weeks have been crazy. I had a lady call me today, and I mean, you can check out my Google reviews. I have some fans, and I don't have some fans. Just the way that goes. And some attorneys take the Google reviews down that are bad. I just let them hang, right? Like you want someone to wreck your home, call Vin. I got like people on the other side.
Really? That's hilarious.
I have fake accounts people have set up that like I buried them on the other side, and then they just write like they're my client. So I had a lady today. She was like, well, I heard great things about you, but then I saw these like 4 Google reviews. I'm like, well, imagine this lady that everyone gets to give you a Google review. Are you going to have some negative comments in that section? She's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, welcome to my life, right? Like, I just can't leave you a Google review. But I think that would be great, by the way. I just thought of this, too. So if anyone takes my fucking idea, I'm going to be mad. But I think we should have the ability to leave, like, Google reviews for individuals.
I like it.
I think everyone should have like an online profile, like a huge fucking 8 billion person database, and I could just start dropping stars.
What's that show? White Lotus?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, for fucking real. Is that the show? Anybody that knows it, White Lotus, is that the one that's all futuristic and shit? Because I feel like that would be a perfect episode. There might even have been one like that where, you just walk around and it's like, 1 star for Vinny. Shitty conversation. You know what I mean?
It's like when I was in
college. Or you're like, oh, just smoked a joint with Vinny. 2 stars. Swag weed.
Oh my God. It's like, remember, I don't know if you were ever on it, 'cause you probably weren't, but I was in college. They had a website called Hot or Not. Right?
I know it.
Yeah. So you put your picture up, like a couple pics. You're like, yo, I got this new sweater. I think I posted when I had like a purple like sweater on with a bandana.
I'll bet that didn't go great.
So like, and you check it every day, and they're like, and it was out of 10, you get a 6. Then you're just walking around angry. But that's why like I'm so confident now, because if I could have people just rate my looks all fucking day from all over the world, and I'm a solid 6, and I'm still sitting here today.
I won. Solid 6 bad?
Man, I don't know. You're talking about a guy who's got like body dysmorphia, so I got issues.
So I'll tell you a story. This happened like maybe a year before I met my wife. I used to go to breakfast every morning with my interns, and there was this. I mean, this girl was unbelievable looking, and she worked on the like second floor. And so I used to go up there like I was hot shit or whatever. And for whatever reason, right, she gave me her phone.
Oh no!
Right? What are you giving me your phone for? She was like, here, I want to show you this. I forget what it was, but right, and like she goes and sits down at her table right across from us, right? Like, am I supposed to type my number in here?
That's what I would have done.
That's what I thought, right? And so all of a sudden, like the dickhead buddy at the table with me goes, how would you rate this guy?
Oh no.
And she goes, he's a solid 6.
What did you do with the phone? I would have smashed it on the floor.
I was like, yeah, thanks for showing that. I just passed it back.
Oh no, you got to put your name and number in.
Oh no, what am I gonna fucking write my name in as solid 6?
I would have.
Yourself.
Joey 6.
Right? What are you doing? No.
Yeah, man. It's so funny.
I've never gotten like again, I assume she gave me the phone. It was like, oh, like a meme or some dumb shit. Here's my phone, and I'm gonna go sit down at my table with my friends.
Yeah, I don't know what the play was unless it was like booby pictures.
I was like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, solid 6.
See, I had the opposite.
Dude, if I had started typing my number in and she said that, I would have been like backspace, delete. Here's the phone.
Maybe that's her thing, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure 5'10" knockout blondes are looking for a solid 6 to match up with.
Sometimes they do. It's like when you see the one hot girl that she's like a 10 and her friends are 4s. So now she looks like a 15.
I'll be honest. I'm not into that.
I remember do-rag on, bro. Like oblivious to how stupid I probably looked at the time. And there's a girl there. She's a knockout. Are you shutting us off? Are we having technical difficulties?
We did. It's all set now.
Not everyone just missed that whole conversation I just had.
No, everybody heard it. Take it from the top.
Literally no one heard it, so I'm not starting that story again.
Just start it over. Everybody's dying. Look at the audience just blew up right now. It was just a big jump in numbers. Tell the story. The numbers are just going to be climbing.
Well, I was that guy in college that had no business having any confidence because of my like braids or my do-rag and velour suits. I look like Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh my God, dude.
Like that was like literally me. So I'm sitting in my marketing class.
Are there pictures that we could see?
No, they've all been heavily washed. And so there's girls in my class, and I'm like, this girl's a smoke show, like an absolute. But in my head, I'm like, well, she's hot, but I'm a little bit better looking than her, which I wasn't. So I was like, hey, yo, can I get your number? And I didn't even ask. She didn't know my name. We just went to class together, but I was an asshole. And she just gave that, you know how they look you up and down? And then like the smirk. I still remember it because she made like full eye contact with me too. And she was just like, and no. And I'm like, oh. But I was cool. I brushed it off. I'm a shooter, right? Shooters got to shoot. But I worked at a booby bar. So I walk in that night and guess who's working? So I got to walk over to this young lady. I was like, man, I didn't even have to take you out to dinner. And there's your boobs. I see your boobs. So she quit because I was a jerk.
Sad.
And then she wasn't in my class anymore. I mean, her secret would have been safe with me if she let me take her out. What was your go-to date spot in college? Like, did you have like one like go-to restaurant that you would pretend like you never took anyone, but you were there every week?
Oh my God. Well, here's the problem with my college time. I had a girlfriend back home that I denied like I was Saint Peter and Jesus was on the cross. Anytime anybody was like, "You have a girlfriend?" I went, "No, I do not." Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you this. Do you remember when Neil Gorsuch was being confirmed for the Supreme Court?
I don't even know
spot?
who that is. I have no clue.
You don't know who Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch is?
No.
You don't know who's on the Supreme Court?
No.
You're a lawyer.
Who doesn't practice before the Supreme Court.
But you don't know who's on the Supreme Court.
No, and I have no interest in it.
Holy shit. All right. For everybody else on the planet who's not a lawyer but knows this, Neil Gorsuch is a Yale graduate.
Are you sure he's not like a Russian spy?
And he could be, because he was nominated by Trump, but he went to Yale, and this is an amazing story. Because you asked where I go. My fucking spot was Demry's in downtown New Haven. I once touched off a barroom brawl at Demry's. Here's why that's fucking awesome. Earlier that week, there was another massive brawl at Demry's. And I only know this because the night of mine, one of my buddies was a bouncer there, and he was like, he told me they were super pissed because they had just had a big brawl 3 or 4 nights earlier. Guess who started that one?
Supreme Court Justice.
Neil Gorsuch! Neil Gorsuch and I started fights at Demry's like 4 days apart back in 1993 in fucking New Haven.
How old are you?
I'm 50. Same as Neil Gorsuch.
1993?
Yep.
I think I was a sophomore in high school. No, I was in middle school.
You didn't even have pubes. I was getting
That
a barroom brawls, bro.
Well, that wasn't really where I thought you were going. So you would take all your girls to this bar where you start a fight. That was your spot.
No. Well,
I asked you what your spot was.
That was my spot. Yes, that's where I would go. Where I took everybody.
I used to take them to the Macaroni Grill in West Hartford because it looked like a really fancy Italian restaurant.
I until right now thought it was. Was
No.
it not?
No, but
I only dreamed to go to the fucking Macaroni
They all knew
Grill.
because I'd show up and I was a jerk. So, like, for me, when I was dating, it was a business transaction, right? Like, I knew right away, like, it's not going to work. Like, I just knew it. But I knew there was a Macaroni Grill there. And there was a Marshall's next door. So they would buy me some clothes, fancy. And then I wouldn't talk to them ever again. Or sometimes I'd be at dinner. I'd be like, we could have dinner, but it's we're gonna be splitting the bill because this ain't working out.
I remember the first time I went to a nice restaurant. I went to the Ramada Inn in Meriden. They had the Silver City Grill. And it was trying to present itself as a fancy restaurant. And I shit you not, this happened and I said it. The waiter asked me, super salad. And I went, oh, that sounds great. I was picturing a really big salad, you know? And he was like, no, super salad. And I went, yeah.
Oh, you meant like
I want
soup.
that. And he was like, no, sir. Would you like a soup or salad?
I just got it now. You thought you said super salad.
Yeah, I thought it was like a big salad, and it wasn't.
Dude, that's atrocious.
It was the first time I took this girl out on a fancy date.
Yeah, how did that end up?
We still laugh about it to this day.
Oh, is this your wife?
No.
You still talk to this girl?
I do.
Why?
Because we have a loose association.
That's a pretty vague answer. Could you explain to me why you're still talking to a girl?
I do charity work for an organization that she organizes the whole thing.
I don't like this story.
What are you talking about?
I think it's inappropriate communication.
My wife is aware.
She's not cool with it.
She is.
No, she told me.
No, she's cool with it.
All right. I don't buy that.
My
I
wife,
think she tolerates
my
it.
wife, 3 years ago, I think it was, my wife had an extra ticket to a concert. And my first girlfriend in life is a fan of my wife's podcast. And we're cool. We're cool.
Yep.
And my wife messaged her and was like, "Hey, I've got tickets to this thing. Would you like to go?"
Yeah, I don't.
And they went, and they had a great time.
Yeah, I don't think my wife would do that with anyone I dated or whatnot. I remember my ex-wife. She had this like weird thing where she thought we were all gonna hang out. Her husband, my wife. No,
That's a little much.
Yeah, see, I still hang out with my ex-wife's cousins. You know, they're all good friends of mine. But yeah, I don't like my wife doesn't care who I hang out with. It's funny because I could be gone probably for like 6 months, and she'd be like, "All right, well, if he comes back, he comes back. If not, I'm living my life." But yeah, I don't like, and I don't think I'd be like that guy. I'd be like, "Yeah, go out with your ex-boyfriend or something." That just. I don't care if it's like some dude from work, then fine, whatever. You got a guy friend, I don't care. Like honestly, like I don't ever worry about that stuff. But I think like an ex,
it wasn't like they went out and talked about me because they didn't.
That would be weird. You think they compared?
No, it was right. A lot of people are like, that's a weird thing to do. And it's like, no, she really likes my wife's podcast. It was really more about, I like this person. I want, and they've become friends.
That's a great story. You guys are a very progressive couple. I'm keeping my wife all to myself. I don't let her out of the house. Unless she wants to see my Christmas lights.
I don't. We're not the jealous types, you know.
No, either of us. I always tell people too, like if you got to worry about it, there's issues, and even if you are worrying about it, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. So, I go live life, and I mean, I don't have to worry about that because I mean, look at me. No one's going anywhere except for the first one.
Wears his heart on his chest.
Why? This is the second time you made fun of my sweater. It's a nice sweater. It's comfortable too. Dude, did you ever go to Dave & Buster's, by the way?
I did.
That is the worst place on the planet.
I spent probably 80% of my time at Dave & Buster's shooting basketball.
Yeah, I brought my friend Chase, the 13-year-old, surrogate son. He wanted to do something Saturday night. So I was like, I'll take him to Dave & Buster's. Bad idea. Just video games all night.
And the food sucks.
Well, it's not horrible, but
it's like adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, but I think they have super salads.
I like a super salad.
But the place was crazy. Like I can only imagine going in there and you're like on drugs, like with all the lights. And the craziest part.
Well, when I went, I was on drugs, and it was cool with the lights.
No, the craziest part is the amount of first dates that were occurring at Dave & Buster's. Like, ladies, if a guy is taking you to Dave & Buster's on a first date, ghost that guy. I
feel like that's one of those things where, like, the guy's like, we should go out sometime, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, I don't know, and she's like, just pick something cool.
And it's Dave & Buster's?
Dave & Buster's. She'll love that. And she's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Because in theory, right, everybody likes video games.
Yeah, but
everybody likes an arcade, that idea. And then you go to it and you're like,
why are we here?
This is stupid.
I think it's
because we're not 12.
Yeah, but I think it's if you guys are together for a while and you just want something different, go play a couple games and fart around, fine. But like if you're trying to make an impression and you got to go buy a token card,
yeah, that's not the impression you're trying to make.
And then you're looking at the sign and trying to figure out how much you want to spend. But I didn't realize how far these tokens went too, so I bought way too many like tokens on this card. So I was there for like an hour and a half sweating because I hate losing, and this kid has just beat me at every fucking video game we played.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
What's up, Unc?
yeah, I can't play video games. I'm too old. I got to stick to like a Nintendo controller. I need 4 buttons. Oh, you got a fan of the place, the
That place
Ramada?
was the shit. That's hilarious, Ryan. Right? That was a nice little joint up in there.
Yeah, I never heard of a classy place in Meriden. And then when you tied into a hotel, I have a funny feeling it wasn't too classy. It's like, let's go to the Grantmore. The Grantmore is by far, it's got to be in history. It sounds like so prestigious, right? Like, I'm going to take you to the Grantmore.
Yeah, the Grantmore does sound fancy. Like they have valet parking.
And you get to the Grant. Well, it's not. It's done now. It's burnt down. I think. I don't think
for the insurance money.
Yeah, but man, what a dingy fucking spot that was. Like, you find yourself at a place like that, like any of those like $25 a night motels. You need to call me, dude.
I stayed at a couple of those places for a few hours.
That is disgusting, bro. Like, go to a dressing room at Kohl's. It's free. Oh, never mind. That's just me. My fault.
Bro, I went to the, I think it's the Johnston Motel. It's a pretty solid joint.
Oh, my God, dude. No. That is just, it's creepy, dude. You can't do that stuff.
I was 18. It seemed like a good idea. And it was $20 for like 4 hours.
All right, you were 18. That's fine. I thought this was like last year.
No, come on. Now I'm a Ramada guy. No, I'm just kidding. I only stay at the Marriott.
Ugh. No, I'm a hotel snob. I'm not going to lie. Like, if I go to like a hotel, it's got to be a nice one. Like, so I can feel like I belong with rich people for 3 nights and 4 days.
I'm with you there.
Right? Like, you're not going to go. I remember my first wedding, my fucking POS best man. We stayed at the Motel 6 behind Denny's on Queen Street.
Oh, my God. What?
I remember, like, walking in the bathroom, and the biggest booger I've ever seen was on that fucking wall. And I'm like, this is where
it's still
I'm at.
there.
Yo, it's sketchy. That, like, yes, but
that's so sad.
Yeah, that was a rough group of guys too. I had for my wedding party. I don't think I talked to any of them anymore. It was a weird group.
I only talked to mine because 2 of them are my brothers.
Yep, 3 of my guys were late. And then one of my guys, right, I was in his wedding party. He was getting married, but he wasn't even divorced yet.
Damn.
So he thanks me in front of everyone, and I just, like, till this day, his marriage is a sham. Like, he's not legally married, and his wife doesn't know.
My arch enemy was the guy who was supposed to pick me up for my wedding, and everybody got to the church.
Mm-hmm. And he was the limo driver?
Yep. He was the limo driver. He was supposed to come pick me up. And I mean, literally about 20 minutes before the ceremony, they realized I wasn't there. And we're like, wait, who's supposed to grab him?
That's awesome. Was that the first wedding or second one?
It was the first wedding. And I often joke, I wish they wouldn't have come got me.
No, but it's good because then you want to have these wonderful kids and a funny story to tell.
By the way, I don't mean to one-up you on the other story from before. I got to tell a story about a girl in college because this is crazy. You remember Anthony Hardaway, the basketball player?
Yes.
Went to Memphis State. My freshman year, I was in a health class in a trailer. They were doing some renovations at Southern Connecticut State University. And the girl that sat next to me was stunningly attractive and very tan. Italian-American tan, I mean. But just, I mean, and gorgeous. And come to find out, she was a cheerleader at Memphis State. And I don't know if you know how cheerleading works, but everybody has, like, a player.
Yep.
And her guy was Anthony Hardaway.
Penny.
So I was like, you must have cheered a lot.
Good line.
Thank you. Anyway, every we had health class Monday, Wednesday, and after class, she and I would walk into the English building, and we go and we'd stop and we get a bagel and coffee, and then we would go our separate ways. This goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I had to go to this. It was like a super important class, right? And it's like one of the last couple of classes. We go to get the coffee and shit, right? And she didn't live on campus. So she says to me after we get the coffee and the bagel, why don't we skip class and go hang out at your place?
What did you say, Joe?
And I said, I really wish I could. I can't miss this class. Maybe another time.
You're a loser. You're an absolute raging lunatic. What is wrong with you?
So, again, what did I just tell you about this girl? Absolute knockout. And so, in my mind, let's go back to your place means let's go back to your place and watch TV or something. You know what I mean? There was no way. There was no way. I didn't think so.
You don't understand. Like, a lot of like hot women and, you know, they like something that's lesser than them.
Stop saying that. You're making me feel bad 30 years later.
Yeah, but that's what I live now.
That's hilarious. You kind of do.
Yes. Oh, I saw the eye roll. Don't be
I
mad.
hate that. No, I hate that. I don't want you know what I don't want? I'm not into I don't want a pity fuck.
I'll take anything right now.
No, get out of here with that shit. No,
it's not pity, Joe. You're just helping them out. Like, listen, I live with someone who's out of my strike zone. I know that. I'm a +1 for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not the main show, but I'm fine with that. I've carried this burden of better looks for a long time.
I've mostly been stupid.
What? No, Joe.
I never assume. If I think someone's hitting on me, my first inclination is you obviously misunderstood that.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
So I had the opposite problem. Like, I just thought everyone wanted to go out with me and no one did.
That's solid on your part.
Yeah.
I assume nobody did and they didn't.
She said hi. She wants me. I was such a clown.
But see, my whole life, right? Like, who do I date? I date people that are super into me that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about like in college times, dude. I'm not talking about like tying the fucking knot, you weirdo.
No.
Like, I can tell you right now, like, if I was in college, I didn't care if you interested me or not. I
don't know. I'm not into hanging out with people I'm not interested in.
Yeah, that's me now. Back then, I didn't care.
No, I felt like that at that time too, though.
Well, that's why you must have matured.
But I also erred on the side of, again, no, this hot chick doesn't. Why?
But that's my stepson. My stepson's there. Like, he has to have a connection. They have to have the same love language. Like, I've never heard an 18-year-old say love language, but my stepson.
That's a little much, I'll be honest. I wasn't quite thinking on that level. You know.
And I'm like, I had one love language. You hot? I mean, but listen, now I got like, I wasn't emotionally mature. I did date this one girl for like a good portion of my college. And it was now that I think back, and she was one of the nicest people I'll ever meet. And I was so mean. I wasn't so mean, but I could have been much nicer. But she was just so nice all the time. But but she was this like Italian girl from Fairfield. Like, mom hated men, right? And she was preppy girl from Fairfield. And here comes Vin with his like, you know, Sean John on. I'm like at the table with like a do-rag. I'm like, pass the potatoes. And then I just remember one day her daughter walked in with like a baby fat jacket, and all fucking hell broke loose. But she was super nice. But like, I think for me, like, I needed someone a little more aggressive like me, like not one who's just taking shots all day.
I'd be curious your thoughts on this. When I was 20, I met and sort of through some friends. We had a mutual friend, this girl and I, and they were like, "You guys would be cute together. You guys should hang out." And this girl was like, "Yeah, we should hang out sometime." And we went out, and we had a really good connection, and we hooked up that night. I was 20, and I thought she was 27. You know, because she looked like a woman.
I don't like where this is going, Jeffrey.
Yeah. No, right. She was like 2 weeks shy of her 18th birthday. I found out like the next day. Yeah. And I was like, listen, I'm going to have to say,
no,
our next date will be in 2 weeks.
Did she get dropped off at your house on the school bus? Was she out of high school?
She had graduated from high school. Asshole.
That's a legitimate question. She's not 18.
She had graduated 2 months earlier. I knew it was funny. I suppose it was her high school graduation. That was one of the first times I had met that girl, and I knew she was. I thought she was graduating from grad school.
So you went to her graduation party?
No, I saw
you were
her
at her high school.
I saw her. Yeah,
dude,
we went to the prom.
You're that guy. You wait for them to get across the stage, and they thought they're getting a diploma, and they got a business card with your number on it. That is wild.
My point is, I found out she was underage, and I was like, "We're not going to hang out until you're 18." I was 20. It's not like I was 37.
So that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, by the way. Like, don't drink my drink.
Yeah, that's your drink. Let me grab mine.
So you're like, hey, I'm glad we had sex last night, but it's going to be so much better in 2 weeks. Jesus, were you thirsty, by the way?
My point is, I didn't know she was on. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but what difference?
It makes a difference. Also, would you have waited until she turned 18 for a second date?
No.
I did. That's me. That's what I do. That's my point. And I was curious what your scumbag ways were like. And yeah, I already knew that you would. That's why I was asking.
Like, she graduated high school, bro. Like, you already did it. Cat's out of the bag, Hammer. Like,
don't you think if you go before the judge and you're like, listen, it was the one time I thought, I didn't know.
It's 16.
Look at her. She looks like she's 28. I don't know.
It's 16 with consent, Joe. You were safe. Not that I recommend doing that by any means. You sickos who are going to go wait at the DMV tomorrow.
Is 16 really? That's it?
Yeah.
All these years, I thought I did something bad.
You didn't, dude.
I was getting that off my chest tonight. Woof.
That's rookie shit right there, dude. I got clients who just hang out. Just wait for that kid to get the license.
Dude, I remember when she said that. She was like, I'm 17. I'll be 18 in 2 weeks. And like my fucking heart skipped a beat. Like, I seriously thought like, oh my God, did I just break the law? What the fuck, dude?
I mean,
and she was the aggressor, which was the other fucked up part.
Yeah, she wanted an older guy, dude.
Like, how do you go in front of the judge and you're like, listen, Your Honor, she was all over me. Like, that's even worse. Isn't it even worse?
Yeah, but she's 17. She got a 20-year-old boyfriend. She's the coolest kid in the cafeteria.
I should have never brought this up.
You are never living this down, Jeffrey. That's
wild. Hilarious. Oh my God.
That is wild. That is the wildest story you have told to date.
Describe one experience you wish you'll have in the future. That's hilarious. What's an experience that you wish we'll have in the future? I'll tell you what mine is. I'd like to go to another planet.
No,
I'm just kidding. You know how long it would take to get to Mars? In a spaceship, you know how long it takes?
Nope.
5 months.
I have no interest in leaving the Earth. There's no benefit. Did you see there's like some astronauts from China and they're just stuck up in space? Their spaceship got hit by like some fucking debris or some shit. So they're just chilling and they already been up there 6 months. That is wild. Like for what? Like what are we doing? Like we're never going to live on another planet. So I don't understand why we even mess with space.
Do you know where the next closest star to us is? You know how long it would take to reach the next closest star?
No. Fun fact, Joe.
43,000 years.
That is, and that's a whole other thing too. So when people are like, there's no other living like life forms out there, you're out of your mind.
Right. It's like, dude, there probably are, but do you this is why
you understand how big like the cosmos
thank
are.
you. That's my point. Dude, the next closest star, which is Alpha Centauri B, it's not even that big, comparatively speaking, compared to some of the other massive stars. It is 43. That's the next closest one. Would take you 43,000 years to get there. Can you imagine going to the one after that? Like what?
Yeah, but so I think we should send people out there though. Right? And they just keep procreating until they get there.
Well, so I was reading you would need something like 1,000 or like 1,500 people on a spacecraft. And you would need that for the genetic diversity.
Yeah.
Or if you had a smaller group, eventually everybody would be retarded. We'd finally, like, in a million years, we'd find aliens and just be complete fucking retards.
Nah, you get there and just be a bunch of RFKs on that star.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Don't take the time at all.
I had to throw that out for Ryan Aldrich. He doesn't like the Trump talk, so that's why he's still on right now.
Oh. You know what? Seriously?
I will tell you about Ryan. I hang out with this guy more than I hang out with my wife, and he's the only person who's a Trumper that I can tolerate.
I'll tell you my favorite thing this week about the election. This is my favorite excuse for it. The reason why Democrats wiped the fucking table with the Republicans all over the entire country is because Trump supporters are so happy. They didn't bother to vote because they're so happy. It's like, and are they dumb? They thought what? Not voting, everything was gonna.
Yeah, everything's gonna just pan out. I mean, I think like this New York City thing is just wild to me. Like absolutely wild, right? And then you get the Republicans who complain about this socialist, by the way.
He's
right?
a self-avowed communist. No, you said he's a communist. He's never said that because socialism and communism are not the same thing. Socialism is not the economic system of communism. That's a pile of dog shit that's been fed to people because the people who believe in capitalism don't want socialism. Socialism doesn't mean everybody makes the same amount of money. That's also a fucking myth. What it means is if you work for a company, rather than the CEO make $40 million and everyone gets $15 an hour, everyone makes equal wages. So if your company could pay a CEO $43 million, that would be divided up and everybody would get a better salary. Not even necessarily the exact same salary. That's not exactly how it works. But again, it puts the means of production into the hands of the workers. It's a good thing.
Well, so I thought what was interesting with his campaign, it wasn't because you get the fear mongers now, right? All campaigns scare the shit out of the voters, scare drug dealers, wars, fucking gays, trainees.
Andrew Cuomo killed your grandmother during COVID, but fucking Mondami, we got to stop this guy. We'll go to any lengths.
Every city's a war zone. This place is a dumpster fire. New York City's a shitty place. And this guy came out, and what did he focus on? What the people on the ground were worried about, right? Like the shit that everybody, Republicans, Democrats, should be.
This guy's going to freeze the rent? Yeah. It's fucking expensive to live in New York, and people can't afford to live there.
But I think, regardless if you agree with the policies or not, I think the way that he ran the campaign of not bashing, but just focused on his people, regardless if you think about his policies or not, but the way he ran, I know Ryan's having a stroke over there.
He said he ran an incredible campaign, and it's funny. There's actually a faction called MAGA for Mondami.
Yeah, like
there are people who were like, dude, this guy's fucking dynamic, and he's putting New Yorkers first, like Trump's putting Americans first. These guys should get together and exchange ideas.
Yeah,
that's the MAGA Mondani movement. Yeah. That's an actual real thing, if you could believe that.
Yeah, they're not the same people, but I think I just thought the campaign was refreshing, right? You know, is he young? Does he have the experience? All that. I don't care about that as much as it was good to see a different style campaign other than everyone pointing the finger at the other person and just saying crazy shit, right? So I thought that was actually pretty cool. You know, and the voters came out and did what they did, but it's just, you know, then
also nobody's moving out of New York because they're going to get taxed another 2%.
It's 20 grand. It's literally, it's like a $10 bill to that 1% of the people. It's 20 grand.
Everything that you've heard about that campaign is absolute horseshit, including a lot of what Mondani said, because
correct.
Most of the things he's promising
never going to happen.
No, nope. Nobody. It's a good idea, and we should do it. Are we going to do it?
Never.
No.
But what about that dude? I don't even know the guy's name with a beret. But like,
oh Jesus fucking Christ! How is
like
Curtis Sliwa?
Who let that guy have a mic?
When Donald Trump first became a thing in the early 80s, right? Page 6, New York Post, shit like that. Curtis Sliwa was the head of the Guardian Angels in New York City. And he got shot in a cab because he's a fucking mouthy moron. And that's his claim to fame. That, and I think he was on the episode when
a beret just screaming, and he looks like your crazy fucking grandfather. You don't pass a smell test. It's insane. What's Ryan talking about now?
He said 100% he won't be able to pass a lot of what he promised. Yeah, listen, I'll tell you, here's another thing. For anybody who's a Republican watching, I got to tell you, this is the second time Trump in particular has absolutely fucking blown it. If you go back to 2021, Georgia had their Senate runoff. Both of their Senate seats were up for special election. And Trump and the Republicans decided not to send out another round of COVID checks, those $800 checks.
Yep.
And they got fucking slaughtered in Georgia. And I said to everybody who would listen, dude, if McConnell signs off on another round of checks, the Republicans win those 2 seats.
Oh, 100%.
And this election, too, I mean, Trump got forced. He's got to pay the SNAP benefits now. Was court-ordered, constitutionally obligated to pay that with the special slush fund they have set up for that.
Well, did you see the order that just came down today?
What is it?
Well, because Trump said he was only going to pay a portion of it. And the judge says, no, you're violating a court order. Everything has to be paid by Friday. But it's going to be interesting to see if they actually do it. And this is going to, I think this is going to be a telltale sign. because if he doesn't, then now it's a battle, right, between the court and Trump and who's going to win, and it's not going to end well.
Can I tell you why he's going to pay it? Marjorie Taylor Greene, the hero of the Republican Party. They're gonna pay the SNAP benefits, and I'll say this again. I think if Trump and the Republicans decided a week ago, without Democratic help, that they were going to pay those SNAP benefits, they don't take the ass whooping that they took on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Dude, I saw the craziest thing. I was talking to my buddy yesterday, and they had a news clip, and I forgot what station. It was probably Fox. But the guy was like, I don't understand how these people were on SNAP are 300 pounds, and they got their weaves done and their nails done. And the guy's like, well, I'm not talking about a specific part of our society. Like, that's a great, and it just goes back to like the blatant racism that is just all over the news, right? And it's crazy. So I was talking to my friend yesterday who's black, and we were just laughing, and I was probably more mad than he was, but it's just out there. And yes, some people abuse the SNAP benefits. They do. I've had them as clients. Like, it's a scheme, but 95% of the people need it. And the people who make fun of these people who object to it, you could be in that position one day, right? Like, I grew up, my parents worked 4 jobs, and it was tough, and people needed those benefits. Like, these people need it. And the fact is, we have the money to do it. I mean, we could send, it's not like we sent $20 billion to Argentina so we could get some cool beef, right? But we're going to deny 46 million people of their SNAP benefits. And yes, say 5% or 7% are scheming the system.
And by the way, anybody who, after Mamdani's win, who brought up 9/11, I saw the video of planes crashing into the building. This is New York after electing Mamdani, or wow,
crazy.
Wow, it looks
crazy.
like we did forget. I mean, I don't think you could be any more of a racist prick. Again, your suggestion that 50.6% of New Yorkers are fucking morons and voted for a communist, which, once again, those are your words, not his. If you don't understand what a democratic socialist is, you're a fucking dimwit. Like, seriously.
But
this is super important because, again, I think you and I talked about this, right? Progressive and liberal, these words have become dirty words.
Yeah.
People are scared of that. Ooh, socialism is so scary. And it's like, you know what socialism is, right? You know, the post office is a socialistic program. The police.
Yep.
The fire department. See, we all pay tax dollars. Correct. And it goes into the till to pay for that shit so we can that's democratic socialism.
Yeah.
Social Security. It's literally in the name. Everybody pays into the system, and eventually you get your retirement funds paid out of the collective fund. Health insurance is a socialistic program. Everybody pays premiums. Some people get payouts for health care. Do you understand how it works?
And it's
got nothing to fucking do with communism.
Well, I think it just goes back to, and we always talk about it on this show, is that we don't live by ourselves, right? And if everyone is just a little bit better in your spot, your life is going to improve. People are happier. People are not as aggressive. It's less violence. It's less crime. And it just feeds up. So you can be that 1%, right? And you're like, my life is great, but yet you don't want to leave your place because this city's not safe, right? You can't have both.
Right.
And let's just keep it 100. Like, these people who are making billions of dollars, they're not getting taxed on all that money, right? Like, all the richest people in the world, they're probably paying less taxes than us. So it's not going to affect them. But if you have a city that's cleaner and safer, whether it's New York or Boston or Chicago or wherever, or any town, right? You get a town that has great municipalities, great things for the kids, great school system, right? Now your house is worth more, right? Now your pay rate's going to increase because people go in the neighborhoods, you're getting better jobs and all of these things. Like, it all spills up when everything else around you is better. You could be the wealthiest guy and sitting on Union Street in Bristol. No one's going to see you. Your property values ain't going anywhere because they don't take care of it. But you go to Simsbury,
right.
So it's not an attack on rich people. It's just talking about humanity in general. And I'm not saying everyone has to have the same amount of money. You got to work, you got to put in the effort and all this stuff. But just at your bare basic level of municipal government, right? Or just government in general, that's why it's there. It is to support us. It's to ensure that we all have better opportunities and a safer place to live, right? But so it's not, people act like it's such a extreme view he took, but he's just the first one to really go and campaign on it that's not 75, 80 years old, like Bernie Sanders, right? So he had that young momentum, but it was just, I think it was just such a different platform to live on. And like I said, a lot of the policies aren't going to go into place now because they shouldn't, because it's just that he doesn't get to make the last decision. Like, he has to sell the stuff. But I think having someone with that mindset that, listen, we're all in this together. This is our city. And New York City was known for that type of bravado, right? Like, people are like, yo, I'm from the city. I'm from one of the boroughs, right? They walk different. You met those people, right? So if you could have that type of pride in that neighborhood, right? That's how we should all feel. And so it's, once again, it's not about what party you're on. And yes, if you make more money, of course you want to avoid paying taxes. That's all business moves. But the reality is you're going to be fine. And you're not giving all of your money away to people who don't deserve it. It goes to everybody, right? So I just don't understand why everyone's so up in arms about it. It's
because they're convinced
crazy
that their money is going to people that they don't feel like deserves it. That's what it boils down to, because they've been told that those people are special and that they're getting extra this and extra that. And it sounds like in an era where many people are struggling, it sounds like, and I think people buy this hook, line, and sinker. I mean, again, I saw earlier today, a buddy of mine, and he and I had a whole conversation about this. The myth that the shutdown has anything to do with health care for illegal aliens. That is a Republican talking point, and it is a bold-faced lie. Most people have stopped because it's nonsensical. Medicare reimburses hospitals when somebody goes to the ER and can't pay. Every now and again, that's an illegal alien. And the Republicans try to suggest that that's the Democrats wanting to, that's what they're talking about. It's a fraction of a percent what we're talking about here. And so, again, this is the kind of bullshit where when you don't have policy to run on, and that's the problem the Republicans find themselves in currently.
Fear mongering.
You only have fear mongering because you want it. You can't convince middle and lower class people that tax cuts for the rich are going to trickle. We saw under Ronald Reagan, I have a daughter named Reagan. He was my favorite president of all time. Trickle-down economics is a failed economic system. It doesn't work. What we found with trickle-down economics is hoarding. The rich hoard their money. It doesn't trickle down. When they get extra money, they keep it.
They're not seeing it.
It never makes its way down. It's breadcrumbs at best. It's a failed system. You've been sold a pile of bullshit. The guy who came up with trickle-down economics will tell you it doesn't work. That's why they don't put him on TV anymore. Okay? Is socialism the way? Again, You want bread lines like Venezuela? That's not socialism, dumbass. That's authoritarian government. That's a dictator.
Whoa,
That's more in line what Trump is doing. That's what leads to Venezuela and bread lines. That's why we got to cut the bullshit off. And if you don't think Tuesday's a referendum coming on the heels of the No Kings rally where somewhere between 5 and 7 million people came out to protest, you don't think that those grassroots people, those well-organized feminist liberal women, they're really good at organizing?
But I think what's crazy too is like the Democrats don't realize this either, right? Because there's very few that support the position of socialism and all this stuff. Like
Absolutely right. Again, it's like, dude, I don't know a single liberal Democrat who is like crazy for socialism or communism or free shit. That's another myth made up by Republicans. Again, they're trying to convince you that money going to the poor is liberals. That's who's on. And that's again, I mean, you can look this up online. Most of the poorest places in the United States are in red states.
But here's the thing,
and it's not the cities, as people will try to have you believe. 13 of the 15 poorest counties are rural counties in the state of Kentucky. Look that up. They're dead last in education, healthcare, life expectancy. They're number one in abortions, and they're literally, I think, have the lowest life expectancy. It's not going well there.
But I guess what I just can't wrap my head around is how people can't imagine that could be them one day. Like, which is like,
I get it.
And that's what I really try to keep a perspective on. I mean, I'm comfortable, but I do try to help. I probably try to overhelp as much as I can. But like, my biggest fear is that if I'm in their position one day and people are just driving by me or not helping out, right? And it really bothers me because people are like, oh, it's their choice they made. Not always. But even if it was, like, is it really going to affect your life if you help somebody out? Right? Because I know it may make them better for an hour or two or help them out in life, but I also feel better as a person when I do it.
Yes.
Right? Like, I feel like, okay, you know what? Even if I'm having a shitty day, if I help someone out or I see an opportunity, I give a couple bucks to somebody, or I cover a lunch that, like, for a rando that is always like digging through their purse for change, right? Yes, you're doing it to help them out, but it's also reaffirming the fact that you're a good person. Like, because we all got to wake up together tomorrow. We're all waking up when the sun rises, breathing the same fucking air, dealing with the same problems. They might be on different levels, but we all got problems. And it's just, you have to keep that perspective in mind when you're talking to people, because you just don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their hardships are, but you may not know what it is, but you could always put yourself in them shoes.
Ryan, thank you for posting another myth. That's where socialism has led to. It's never been successful. It's a failed concept because we are failed beings. You're correct about us being failed beings. You're incorrect about it's never been successful. It's never been implemented.
True.
There's never been a socialist country. Again, you've been convinced that what they were doing in the Soviet Union, what they've done in Cuba and or Venezuela and or China are socialist economic systems. They're not.
They're not. It's all government controlled.
It's that, again, socialism and communism are not mutually exclusive. I can't stress that enough. That's not what they had going on there.
But
the workers would be running the factories. That's how it would work. Again, the workers
not the
control
government.
the means of production. That's what socialism is. When the government controls it,
that's communism. But I think too is people.
Ryan, look this up. Noam Chomsky does a really good explanation of this and explains the bullshit propaganda you've been sold by people who are benefiting from the capitalist society that we live in while you're all getting fucked. They've convinced you that this program doesn't work. But again, the democratic socialism is what we're talking about. And it's already been wildly successful. It's been wildly successful now for almost 100 years.
I know, but I think people get caught up now in all these labels, right?
Yes. Well, again, what does being a progressive mean?
Want your life coach, you want this person, that person, you want your kid's baseball coach to be a progressive, to think outside the box, to be ahead of the curve. What is wrong with that?
Right. Also, Ryan's asking, Russia is what? Russia is a democratic country currently. That's what it's officially sold as. They have a president named Vladimir Putin, who's been the president for like 30 years. He's a dictator.
But
the program that they run is not socialism. It's not socialism. Again, the Soviet Socialist Republic, that sounds like they were doing socialism.
They're not.
They weren't.
But
it was a dictatorship. You know who Joseph Stalin is?
Same person.
Come on. You've been sold a lot of bullshit. You can look all this up, and I'd love to chit chat with you more about it because it's fascinating. The things that, again, when you don't have solid policy, you have to run on fear mongering and lying bullshit. Otherwise, you would. We want to cut taxes for the rich. Let's do it. Who's jumping on that other than the 1%?
Nobody.
Now, if you convince everybody that the gays and the blacks are getting special privileges, again, what's DEI? DEI are programs to encourage people in groups that normally wouldn't be into something to get into it.
Correct.
It's not lowering standards or quotas or pushing people. None of that is happening. None of that is true. So again, when Trump comes in and he ends DEI programs and people are like, yeah, our lives are better. No,
they're not. Your life.
No, you've actually hampered other people's opportunities to improve, which in the long run will
affects
cost you.
It's a very simple equation. And that's, it's giving people opportunities who wouldn't otherwise have opportunities.
Correct.
And
they have to work really hard, though, once given the opportunity. That's the other part.
Yes, correct. Right. And are there good hires and bad hires? Absolutely. That's there's good doctors, bad doctors, good lawyers, bad lawyers. Right. You could go down and pick out these specific examples, but it's giving people opportunities who wouldn't have had those opportunities. And what is wrong with that? Right. Like, if you're so insecure in your spot in life that you're worried about having a little bit more competition because someone else got in the door, then that's a you problem, because it's on you as a person to perform or not perform and go get that job. But to sit here and say, well, we don't have to worry about racism anymore, right? We don't have to, black, whites, Hispanics, we're all on the even playing field with school and job training and job opportunities. It's absolutely crazy. And just look at my profession as an attorney, the percentage of non-whites, right? Yes, there is more African-American and Hispanic attorneys out there, but it's not even fucking close.
Right.
Like, I literally this is how racist law school is. My dean, and this is how nerdy law school is, by the way, they do talent shows on like once a month. Like, we're grown-ass adults, like full-fledged adults doing talent shows. So we did American Idol one time, and the dean asked me to be Randy because I looked like him.
Oh, my God, you kind of do. Like a white Randy Jackson.
And I'm like, yeah, right? And I'm like, that's kind of weird. I'm just a white dude, and you want me to go act like a black dude on stage. I'm not doing that.
Dog.
And then the dean's like, well, the only black person here is more white than you.
What year was this?
Dude, that was 2006.
Damn. By the way, don't get it twisted. I'm not suggesting that the Democrats have it right or liberal policies.
Well,
I'm just telling you,
1,000%.
the current Republican Party has zero platform to run on. They really don't.
But the
Democrats are mostly selling ridiculous pipe dreams and unrealistic things, and they are at times very, very liberal, and I think that also scares people.
But I think
people like change a little bit.
Yeah, but
like people are now. Most people are cool with gays and gay marriage. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I know.
But it's
anyone
the trans that are like fucking weirdos, right? It's like, well, they weren't. The conservatives weren't ready for that shit. They're like, all right, fine, the gays, okay, it's the Bible says, but okay, right? We're cool with it. They came around on it. They were like, fine. Then all of a sudden, there's dudes in dresses, like, oh, for the love of fucking God, really?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I get
right?
that. I get that a little bit. I do. Jordan, you know who Jordan Peterson is?
Yes.
Jordan Peterson, who's such a weird guy, but he said something brilliant one time.
He's a pretty smart dude, though.
He said, I'm going to do his voice. We need liberals and we need conservatives because the conservatives stop the progress and the liberals push and they push and they push. And the conservatives push back. And again, it's like a slow game of give and take until eventually we figure out whether we're going to do this or not. And then eventually the conservatives coalesce.
But what I don't understand when people are voting, right? Like, even on any of these issues, and I think just in life, the way I look at it is how is it affecting me?
Right.
Right. And two, how is it affecting my neighbor? Right? Because if I have a happy neighbor, my house is much happier. You got a crazy neighbor that's angry all the time because of something went down that you could have maybe helped with, and that makes your life miserable. Right? But is like the fact that some dude is wearing a dress or a chick wants to be a dude affecting my life?
No.
In there's certain sex, dude, should they be in sports?
No, but I'm not on the swim team at Columbia.
I wasn't going there, but yes, right. But like, it should be. It's not just about us. Like, how is it affecting your neighbor? How's it affecting other people around you?
You know what? I can give you a real life example because just recently here in Wethersfield, Connecticut, we passed an initiative to bond and pay for all of our schools to be redone. It's going to be like $290 million or some nonsense, right? It's a great long-term investment. And if you talk to anybody around here, they'll tell you either side. The schools are in absolute disrepair. They're moldy. It's cheaper to rip these things down and rebuild them than it would be to refurbish them, okay? Report came out. This has all been figured out and agreed to. I have a conservative friend in town who's a listener of the radio show that I work on. And she called up to express how upset she was that it had passed. I don't have grandkids. I don't have kids in the school system anymore. She doesn't have grandkids. So bullshit, she said. And I said, listen, I voted for it because I do have kids in the school system. But even if I didn't, do you understand what these brand new schools do? It improves our school system. It makes Wethersfield a more desirable town. It increases the property value, which means more revenue for the town from the property taxes, which means we can have and pay for more shit. This is a boon for everybody in town. Your property value is going up because we have better schools now.
And now your bottom line is growing because now your asset is growing.
Yes. So that's a win. And again, it was sold to a lot of Republicans. Like, you don't want this. You don't want to pay for this. And it's like, you don't want an educated society and a great school system. It makes your town more attractive. It makes a desirable place to raise families.
Yeah.
There's not a negative thing in the fucking bunch. And it's just money that we're never going to pay for. My grandkids will be dead, and we're still going to owe on that shit. 290 million. We're never paying that shit off.
Ever.
Our property value goes right up.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait to pay that shit down because we're never gonna.
But it's
the beauty of it.
It just makes everything better around you, right? And
you should want nice things. And like, I got a lot of friends who live around here who have moved down to the Carolinas. You got those? You know those people?
Yep.
They go down there every Friday. They got to drive their trash to the junkyard. Their streets are shitty and bumpy. Nobody, I've lived here since 2012. They've redone my road 4 times.
Yeah. But we take that stuff for granted, right? Like
we take it for granted, but it's like I pay high taxes. I pay about $10,000 a year in taxes. All right, just property taxes. I get so much shit. My daughter's autistic. The school she's in is fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
The services, the progress that kid's made because she's in that school. Oh my God. It's worth every fucking dollar they take from every dollar.
Well, this goes back to the DEI stuff. My wife works for CREC, and they got rid of like half of CREC once DEI closed. And now, like, it's in limbo if my wife's going to have a job. And my wife's been in special education forever.
And she's white.
Yeah.
See, so eliminating DEI hurts everybody.
But it's just the opportunities and with the special education that hits home. My mom was a para forever. My wife's is brilliant in her job, and there's such a need for it, like more need than ever, and they're cutting back.
Let me tell you something. If socialism and progressivism and all of these things were as evil as they're made out to be, I would be the fucking loudest person here talking about it.
Yeah.
I've researched all of this stuff. I do this professionally. My job literally is to know all of this shit. Okay. And this podcast isn't even about that, but every now and again, we gotta lay it out there for people because it's important. Because you know how I am. Nothing pisses me off more than when I hear someone saying something that I know is bullshit, or I can look it up and see that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You could believe whatever you want to believe. But if, God forbid, I hear you telling someone else some bullshit, like you're selling it, I just can't. I hate that.
Yeah, that's the difference between me and you. I can walk
away.
That
drives me crazy. It's like, dude, you could just shut the fuck up.
I know. I'm not like that though. I
stopped commenting on people's Facebook statuses, but again, a lot of people post shit about politics, and it's like, I know you. I've talked to you. You don't know a whole lot. And you're posting nonsensical fucking shit because you read something. And I'll tell you right now, and if you talk to any media literacy people, they'll tell you, if you're reading or watching a newscast and it makes your blood boil, they're fucking with you.
Well,
they're fucking with you. You should never watch the news and you want to fucking lose your mind and get a gun and take care of business.
Well, I think we talked
a lot
about
of
this
people
in our
feel
last
that way,
episode.
and they're doing that by design.
But it's just, we have to be smart enough, and we've talked about this.
But when it plays into your worldview, it's hard to be. You feel like you're smart.
No, I know, but the thing is you got to remember, there's always an angle to everything now. Right? Regardless.
But again, when something is speaking to your worldview, you're here, and I fucking knew it. I was right all along.
Well, yes, because you're already at the finish line. I spilled something, right? And you're just trying to fight. Someone's giving you those reasons to get there. So you could have whatever goal line you have, and you could hop on the internet now and find somebody that's going to get you to your point.
That's called confirmation bias.
Yes. And then it's the smartest person in the room syndrome, right? When you walk in acting like You're the smartest person in the room.
I now
Guess
have
what?
all the evidence I need. One other person fucking said exactly what I thought. I knew it.
Dude, I literally, I was talking to a client today. I sent him over last week a simple stipulation on some temporary custody shit. He's like, I sent you some documents to review. So I look at him and I'm driving home. And I had to not make this call for like 20 fucking minutes because I knew this guy just chat GPT'd all this fucking bullshit. And so I get on the phone and I call him out right away. I'm like, which one was it? Rocket Lawyer, Google,
oh my God,
or Chat GPT?
Which one was it?
It was a Chat GPT. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I know this is how it goes down. I was like, because Chat GPT said so. And that's where we're at with society. I'm like, this is what I do for 20 years. And I would like by that point, I was already laughing because I knew it. But I was just so irate because people are so quick. And these tools are great, by the way. So I'm not knocking these tools. These tools are good for what they're good for. But know what you're using. Know what you're looking at.
And fucking proofread it when you're done.
Oh, my God. I mean, I could tell you for Chat GPT, I use it for quite a few things, drafting docs, stuff like that, because it's easy, quick. But like you see, I know in the lawyer profession, people will write these whole briefs and they're citing cases. And people think like ChatGPT it's like Charles on the other side, just finding the answers for you. It's just pulling shit off the web.
Yes, it is pulling cases that don't apply.
All the time.
It's I've heard also that in other cases it's argued, and I think actual lawyers do this too sometimes. It'll take a case and then argue that the results were the opposite of what the case actually cited.
Like, it's guaranteed to happen, like guaranteed. So my point is, like, there's tools out there, and use all of the tools, right, to help you, but not to make your opinion. It's just to gather information, people, because anyone who's writing an article, writing or going on a podcast or doing a news show, they are spinning whatever their sponsors want you to spin, whatever their purse is telling them to spin, right? And that's what you're getting. So you have to know that going in, right? It's like when I'm talking to one of my clients, whether it's a coaching client, whether it's, a consultation, criminal client, divorce client, they're telling me their version of reality. It's not the truth. It's their version. And it's my job to figure out what the actual somewhat truth is between my client's version and the other side's version. And somewhere in between is that. So what I always tell other attorneys is don't drink your client's Kool-Aid, because it's not 100%.
I'll go one step further. Don't drink anyone's Kool-Aid.
I do love Kool-Aid, though.
Yeah, drink your own Kool-Aid.
What was your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid?
Fucking fruit punch.
I was a grape guy.
I'm a fruit punch dude.
I like the traditional grape. They did this other grape that was like
tang grape. I don't like that.
Yeah, it was almost like chalky, but like I do like some fruit punch though. And then like the Kool-Aid pitcher.
Yeah, pitcher.
Dude, this has been a long episode, bro. We're on for 122 minutes. Had some views. Got Ryan fired up. He's probably fucking shoving Tums down his throat right now.
No, and listen, again, I'm not trying to tell Ryan he's wrong. I'm not trying to tell Ryan what to think or anything like that. Again, I used to believe a lot of things. And somebody suggested to me that some of the things that I believed were false. And I started really hardcore researching a lot of things. And the information that I found was rather eye-opening. So again, I consider myself a centrist. I'm an unaffiliated voter. I judge things on a case-by-case basis, and I have zero allegiance toward any politician. I don't trust or believe in anybody until they do what they say they're going to do. I don't make excuses for anyone's shitty behavior including my own.
But I think what's good with this show is we could have these conversations,
Yeah,
right?
well, and we should.
And I know we don't. I mean, we've been talking a lot of politics lately because that's just what's in the news and gets us fired up a little bit. But it's nice to have these conversations, and each is entitled to their own perspective. And yes, you got to be educated by your perspective, but the important thing is just having the conversations. In the famous words of Charlie Kirk. I had to end it on that one. I'm sorry, too soon. Well,
by the way,
at least Erica Vance will be fine.
I gotta tell you, I've had conversations recently with some liberal Democrat people, and some of the things they've said about Erica Kirk.
Erica Vance.
I say this. Listen, leave that woman alone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Relax.
However you feel about them, about his political stances, about any of the things that he said.
Her husband was shot.
A man was murdered, and there's 2 kids that are fatherless. And even if you think the guy was a big piece of shit, he loved his kids, and he was, by all accounts, he seemed like a pretty good dad. I will admit her grief is a little odd. It's a little odd.
Well, you know what I found? This sounds horrible, by the way, but I've had this happen a couple of times in divorce cases where, they're getting a divorce and the other spouse dies.
Yeah.
And then it's a weird grieving thing because clearly these people didn't want to be together or one person.
Well, it's odd, too, because I guess she's going to eventually take over his podcast. They just named her the first winner of the Charlie Kirk Award. I've heard people say, her grief, we're sharing it. I see, and I have felt elevator pitch every time this person talks.
Well, correct.
I don't hear a person who's sad. I hear a person who's pushing a product.
Yeah, but
that's the part I do find a little disturbing.
I mean, it's disturbing, right? But it's how you look at it, right? Because I don't know what she's doing at home. I don't know that dynamic because she's got 2 young kids, and I couldn't imagine that. But on the flip side, and listen, I wasn't a fan of any of that. But if I'm her, I'm doing exactly what she's doing now because she's got 2 kids that she's got to provide for. There's an opportunity there. But that's America, right? That's America. You get to grab hold of your opportunities. So I'm not going to fault her for that either. I'm not going to judge her whether she's grieving or not. I'm sure she's upset that she saw her husband get shot in the fucking neck and has to go home and tell her kids dad's not coming home.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if I'm her and I'm sitting in the back, like, you got one shot. So you're going to capitalize on it. And that's just the way it is. I mean, you could be Vance's wife and have your husband up there be like, yeah, she's going to come around to Christianity pretty soon when she's super Hindu.
By the way, Usha is hardcore conservative. She actually used to clerk for the Supreme Court, Republican conservatives. And, helped craft anti-abortion legislation. Usha is a tried and true conservative. And I see Jim wrote next First Lady referring to Erica Kirk. I find it funny that conservatives would love to see this guy divorce his wife and remarry. Like the idea of marriage and how important that shit is. Again, when you look at your cult figures, that shit goes right out the window. You compromise your own values to excuse the behavior of degenerates. And again, that's my concern for people is you're willing to bend and flex on your values because these people don't even come close to living up to it, to the point where you're kind of rooting it on.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
not good.
I mean, yeah,
you're not even letting it happen. You're rooting it on.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, I think it's just it's a crazy world we live in now. And I just wish
blow up another boat.
Well, I mean, I'm not even like I don't want to get into.
I'll give Jim the line of the night. He said, "I'm joking, you socialist."
But it's just
hilarious, Jim.
But like I mean, even just taking on this guy playing asteroid with fucking boats, like that's what they're doing. It's insane because like my past 20 years I've been in the law, right? And like you're just out here fucking bombing people with drones on fishing boats, and maybe they have drugs, right? And maybe they don't.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess that's good enough.
But if I'm trying to, right, like if I'm in the CIA or FBI or DEA, I may want to find out where these drugs are coming from. So probably the smart move is maybe round up a couple of these motherfuckers if they have drugs, and then you find the source of the problem. Because that's what the Fibbies do when they're coming after my clients.
Vin, we got a location on that speedboat. It's
fucking blowed up
600 miles off the coast of Miami. There may be drugs on it. Permission to blow that son of a bitch out of the water.
Fuck yeah.
Like, what?
Dude,
I had a guy say to me, he goes, you can see the drugs floating in the water. I'm like, those are bodies. Those are bodies floating in the water.
But
what the fuck are you talking about? You think drugs float?
But even if they were drugs, like there's bigger fish to fry.
Yes.
Like you're not, like you blowing up boats is never going to stop the drug trade.
Yes, we'll take them out one boat at a time. That'll take 43,000 years.
You don't think the cartels out there sending fishermen
they
out there?
They have more boats. An endless supply of fucking boats.
But it's not even drugs. If I'm a cartel leader, I'm sending out some poor bastards in a boat. Yo, go get me some fish. And I'm lining up these like fucking fishing rods. And you're blowing up fishermen while my fucking shit is going over.
I was talking to a former law enforcement agent and brought up the idea. I brought up due process with this law enforcement official, and he said to me, he's like, I don't give a shit about that. You don't care about due process?
Oh, they don't. No. Like
again, I mean, if you don't know what due process is, the 14th Amendment, it gives you your rights basically, so that the government can't fuck with you. And that you have a right to, obviously, the 5th and the 14th. They're all meant to protect you. And again, now you have conservatives who are actively suggesting that due process should not apply to everybody.
It's overrated.
Like, you realize when they can get away with not using it on illegal immigrants and on these drug boats, that eventually...
What do you think? You're not going to get touched?
Eventually, it's going to be American citizens.
Well, it's not eventually. It's already happened, by the way. Is that they just pulled like a preschool teacher out of a fucking a classroom, dude. Just running in there and just yoking her up. And P.S. she was here legally on a work permit. Like, but that's the problem, right? Like, and this country's not up in arms yet because the white folks haven't been hit yet.
Right.
But they start small. And eventually it's going to get there.
Eventually they're going to have to get rid of the not rich whites.
Yeah.
And so if you're a not rich white like us, you should be a little concerned about that. So again, cheering this shit on.
It's not good because
I wouldn't do it.
Because it's just elongating that leash. And pretty soon there's not going to be a leash. And I see it firsthand because this is what I do every day. And I see it with my clients and I just see it all over, and it's crazy to me. And I'm a defense attorney, by the way. Like, I can't wait for someone to violate some due process laws.
Loves that shit.
Love that shit, right? Like, I love it. It's an attorney's dream. But now you're seeing it trickle down in courts where judges are like, meh.
He's like, due process, more like don't process.
Yeah, dude, just figure it out after. But that's like with the whole Diamandis case, and then we got to go because I got to get ready for my trip tomorrow.
Oh, my God. Jim wins one more time. He said, is it okay to disagree with you guys? Asking for a friend.
Yes,
of
me.
No,
not with Joe, but with me, yes.
Knock yourself out. I'm just throwing out facts.
You better drink a lot of Snapple before you come argue with Joe and look under every single one of those caps. But yes, you could disagree with us. Most people do, but they're just haters. They hate us.
You could disagree, but you'd be wrong. Just playing. Jim, thank you for sticking with us all night. I appreciate that.
This was a long one, so we appreciate it,
Yeah,
everybody.
I think we will put everybody out of their misery for now. This one, because there's some great cards here,
Yeah.
but you could really see how much this is a relationship game. Because this question and the next three I picked are, it said, which one of our friends do you wish we could hang out with more and why?
Oh, man. Is that where we're ending this one? Whew, you go first, and then we got to go. I got to go pack my golf bag.
Obviously, I would have to pick Claudia.
My wife?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you want to hang out with my wife, bro?
She seems cool.
Wow, dude.
You build her up so much on the podcast. She seems like she'd be fun.
What
to be
our
with.
probably two most viewed podcasts is with my wife on it.
There you go.
Yep.
Sounds like everybody would like to spend more time with Claudia.
I'm not even going to answer the question. Log off right now is like a punch in your dick. You guys, we got to go. I got to go beat up Joe now for wanting to hang out with my wife.
Claudia, I'll give you a call.
Yeah. She'll get a chuckle when she's listening while she's walking.
Changeofplanct.com is the website.
So check us out. Fuck it, he might just join the coaching team since no one wants to hire me, but our podcast is fired.
It is fire. All right, we'll catch you next Thursday night. Change of Plans podcast.